Welcome back. The NamFitness Expo and Conference is set to bring together experts and enthusiasts in fitness, health, nutrition, mental health, as well as financial wellness, all under one roof this July. Now, as the organizers put a call out for dynamic speakers, the event promises to spark important conversations around holistic well-being in Namibia. We're now joined by the director of Aura Concept Events, who is the host behind this, that is Oshoveli Shipo, to tell us more. Osho, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us once again here on the Daily Roundup.
Hi, Nina. It's an awesome pleasure speaking to you again. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you, and thank you so much for your time this evening. Osho, to start with, what inspired, the creation of the NamFitness Expo and Conference? What gap is it that you're hoping to fill when it comes to Namibia's wellness space?
I've always been big on wellness, and me, myself, having attended so many events such as the Mining Expo, and I go to this type of event, it's usually just focused on either mining or agricultural or oil and gas, but there isn't anything on human wellness from a Namibian context, right, to that magnitude and example of an expo and a conference where industry leaders should just come together and have these type of conversations. So when I identified that gap, I realized, okay, why not? Because I look around me and there's so many people out there who are gymming. So many people are getting into the fitness routine. Yeah. There's a lot more healthier eating. There's a lot more consideration for body shaping, like losing weight, gaining, toning muscle, but also eating healthier and mental well-being. So that's why.
Well, as I mentioned, this event really brings together, fitness, nutrition, mental health, even financial wellness. Why was it important to take such a, all-round holistic approach?
Because they are all related. The NamFitness Expo and Conference itself, it's not just about fitness. Because if I have to unpack it, right, it's the 5 industry pillars where it's fitness, nutrition, health, financial wellness, mental health. Yeah, all those 5 pillars play a role in how we shape the way we do things, the way we perform, making better decisions. And it all plays a huge part, especially whether you are a career person or you are just an individual or you are a company. It's important to highlight all of these things to be as inclusive as possible because they all play a role with each other.
Talk to us a little bit, Osho, about the, the speakers that you're involving within the Expo and Conference, and what voices or, areas of expertise you're really looking, to include.
Look, there's a lot of respectable individuals who are involved in the career of like nutritionists and mental health and fitness and financial literacy. And so the type of conversations I want out of these are ones that can inspire and engage people. So let's, for example, talk about nutrition now, right? Mm-hmm. So nutrition doesn't only focus on what you eat and what you get out of it or eating healthier. We are also focused at issues like mothers who are breastfeeding, their children. So like the type of nutrition that the mother eats will also have an impact on the quality of breast milk, for their child. And that will also aid the development of the calcium in children. So everything sort of like has an effect from one stage to the next. So there could be some people who are like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I actually didn't know how important nutrition can also play a role in these and these type of areas. So it's really just about identifying opportunities for better improvement in areas, for example, like I said, mothers and children. And then it's also about people who are holistically just gymming. There are some people who gym for the wrong reasons, right? Some are trying to gain weight, but they are not eating right. Some are trying to lose weight, but they're not exercising right. So how can we identify better information about what it is we need as people for better human performance all around, mentally, health-wise, fitness, financially, everything.
But how are you ensuring, Osho, that the conversations at this expo are really relevant to everyday Namibians and not just industry professionals? You mentioned at the start of our conversations how many Namibians are really now, taking up space when it comes to running and, eating healthy, etc.
Yeah, I think, if you think about wellness as a whole, instinctively, everybody relates and associates to wellness. And as everyday Namibians, even if you look at security companies who hire security guards to look after property and stuff, there are sometimes issues of these security guards who suffer from a bit of fatigue because they have to stand for hours at a premises looking after a property, just doing their job. But then sometimes fatigue sets in, or they are malnourished where they are working for lots of hours, but they might not be fed properly. As everyday Namibians, we can relate to this, whether we are at any type of work shift that takes a toll on our own mental health, our own physical well-being. It's really conversations that will dive into every corner of every Namibian, not only as individuals but as corporates, as mothers, as athletes, as anybody who would like an insight on what it is that they can understand about themselves, about their own well-being through the different conversations of people of speakers that we will have to come here to the event. So, yeah.
Well, of course, the event is happening in July only, but right now there's also an open call for exhibitors, etc. And it's really gained such traction and a lot of interest. So for somebody watching who definitely wants to be a part of the upcoming expo and conference, how can they get in touch? Whether they want to be an exhibitor, whether they want to be a speaker, etc. Just talk us through that.
We have our current social media pages, which are up and running. We are on Facebook under NamFitness Expo and Conference, and then on Instagram we are also there under the handle NamFitness _Expo Conference. So our email address is also there, and info@streetleaderc.com, and a cell phone number is also there for quicker reach in terms of a quick inquiry or a question if you can't get a quicker response over email. But all those channels are there for quick access and communication, so they can reach us this way.
As we're rounding off, just looking ahead, what is your long-term vision when it comes to the NamFitness Expo and Conference?
I would really like to bring the 5 industries together, as I mentioned, the fitness industry, the nutrition industry, the health industry, mental health industry, and then financial wellness and literacy, all coming together in one place to really inspire and educate the public on what it is they need to help themselves become better versions of themselves, not only at home but also at work, and also about, especially with mental health, it's really, really a huge issue. I mean, there's still a continued rise in gender-based violence. All these come from problems of mental health issues. So to really come together and have a proper conversation with different industry leaders, we are able to shape solutions that can help the general public who will also be attending this event to help navigate what are the solutions needed, especially new solutions, new ideas, new platforms that can improve our environment, our social environment, and as well as our fitness environment. Because if you look at any asset in a company, right, you would think it's the resources that the people have, but the real resources are the people themselves. Whether I work for a mine or I work for an accounting firm or for an international company, the people are the assets. So if you really put wellness at the center of this importance, you will realize just how important it is. Look at the other issue of the rising case of car accidents which have been happening. It all boils down to wellness, because I believe fit drivers make safer roads, right? So if I, for example, fall asleep behind the wheel, it's because of fatigue, it's because of tiredness, it's because I'm not eating well, so my concentration drops. So therefore, I become a hazard on the road. So the more we improve on those areas now, so much aspects of our lives also improve, and we are also able to help other people around us improve as well.
Well, Osho, thank you so much for joining us this evening. All the best with the planning, and we're looking forward to see the success of the very first NamFitness Expo and Conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Nina. I wish you an amazing evening.
Well, that was Oshoveli Shipo, who is the director of Aura Events, Concept Events, who are the brains behind the NamFitness Expo and Conference that's going to be taking place this year. Of course, it's the first of its kind that we've seen, and if you'd like more information in terms of how you can get involved, be an exhibitor, speaker, etc., just go onto the social media pages to get all the information. We'll be right back. Stay with us.